Well, good morning everyone. Welcome back to the Outpost. What I'm getting ready to do is to go along the edges of these 2x10s and add some nails. I do have the hangers, I do have the nails that are in the hangers, I do have the screws on the bottom, but I still have room that I can actually put some nails because the hangers were only 6 inches long, and I've got to be careful that I don't split them, but I don't think that I'm going to. But anyway, as soon as I do that, then I think what else I'm going to do is go down through the middle where I've got the blocking and add some nails there, because not only does the blocking space the 2x10s where they need to be in case there's any bow, but also if you were to step on one, since it's connected to the other, all of them would have to bow. So as opposed to just having some strapping going from one side or the other, I've got solid blocking going through there. So if I add some more nails in there, that just helps that to support one to the other. So I'm going to do that. Then I have some material that I'm going to frame the doors for each end. I don't know how far I can get today, but I'm going to frame the doors for each end. And then my nephew, who lives in South Carolina, I'm going to get up in the morning and drive down there. He has some radiant barrier. Now, I had a subscriber who suggested that I watch Boss of the Swamp and the bubble wrap. Well, this isn't bubble wrap, but it's a double reflective barrier. It's a little bit higher quality actually than what he was using, so I'm going to go down there and pick that up. He said that he had about 3,000 square feet, which is plenty enough to do this, and I'm going to tack it along the bottom of my 2x10s. I'm not going to put it between. I'm going to create a total barrier. That way there's no heat transfer through my 2x10s to the bottom. So it's only about a 4-hour drive one way, so I'll spend 8 hours tomorrow basically going down there, picking it up and coming back. But then that will get me to the point where I can actually go ahead and put my plywood down. I think also I'm going to go ahead and line the inside of the knee wall, and I got something special that I'm going to talk to you about when I get down there working on the underneath side. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get this air compressor fired up, and we'll start adding some additional nails on the end of these 2x10s. Well, guys, couldn't find my safety glasses when I first started. I ran into them laying over there. I've got 2 pairs and I couldn't find either one of them, but about halfway through I did find them. Well, I've got all of that nailed on that end, and additional nailing and all that blocking. And you might not believe this, but I can tell that it tightened it up even that much more. It's almost rock solid. I have got left to try to frame out 2 indoors here, and I was thinking that probably what I'll do is get some sort of thin sheet of metal and put over them, because I will rock up to them, underneath them, and then continue on, but they'll have to be weatherproof. So, but I mean, right now the tar paper, I'm going to leave tar paper on it. That'll be sufficient for a good while until I can get that rock on. But anyway, I'm glad that I went back and added all of that in there, because I'll tell you what, just walking on it, I could tell that it's solid. On each side, see, this will get cut out here and this will get cut out, and the door is going to be right here. I want to go ahead and add another 2x4, so it'll be a double 2x4 on each side. Give me more strength to screw my hinge into. And this 2x10 right here, it's hanging down below this beam right here, which would be something that you could knock your head on trying to get in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out. I'm going to move one over to here on this side of the door, and I'm going to move one over to here on this side. That way I still have the 2x10, but this way I won't have a sharp edge right here. We'll just have to be careful crawling in because of this one, but I think I'm going to go ahead and move this one over and put another one right here, and then I have to do the same thing down on the far end. So let me go find a scrap piece of 2x10 and some 2x4s, and we'll see if we can get those framed in there. Hey guys, okay, it's 2 days later because yesterday I spent the day, I drove to South Carolina to see my nephew. I picked up some radiant barrier. Okay, I'll show you some examples of it here in just a second. But he told me if I wanted to come down that I could actually have this. He had told me about it a year ago, but what I'm going to do is, let me show you these examples first here. This is what I picked up from him. There, first of all, is this type. This is a radiant barrier, and it has a white side. It's just one-sided. Then there's another example of one here where it's got a white side, kind of like the Tyvek that you would put around a home. And these are also perforated, so they're breathable, but not, you know, large holes, more like pinholes. This is the type that I've got right here where it's double-sided, okay, and then they have the heavy duty, which has larger holes in it that you can see, which they recommend this. If you've got insulation that's already existing in the house, you can go and lay this up on top of the insulation, and it's got larger holes where it's breathable. Now, the purpose of this stuff is it's a radiant barrier, okay, so it is going to reflect radiant heat. So the idea is you put it in the house, and whatever kind of heat you generate inside is going to radiate it back. And then also I'm going to put it, now I'm going to do something a little bit different than Boss of the Swamp. When I watched that video, and not taking anything away from him or anything, but he had it stapled in the place of the insulation in between the 2x6s. So what he was saying that, you know, a lot of the heat that he may have had underneath the house radiated through his joist and got trapped underneath because he not only had this in there, but he also had it wrapped around the bottom of the house. So that's what I intend to do. I'm going to go around the inside of my skirt wall with that, and then I'm going to take, because this roll is 4 feet wide, I'm going to staple it across the face of the floor joist, so there won't be any way for it to radiate through underneath. I'm going to do the same thing on the ceiling up there on the base of my 2x6s. I'm going to put some insulation in there so I can get an R value, and then I'm also going to staple this across the face of my 2x6s before I put my tongue and groove on. Now, from what I understand, the foil needs to face the air gap side, so I will be able to have an air gap on the side facing out, okay, because the other side would be touching the one by tongue and groove. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the walls. I'm going to actually use this as a wrap to go around my walls, and then the insulation will be on the inside, and the sun that would generally heat up the inside, it will be reflected away, which is going to keep the house cooler. And then in the wintertime it's going to reflect the heat back towards the inside because it's not going to have a way out. So I will be able to tell you more about this when it's installed. I know that Boss of the Swamp said he had no problems with his heating, and so since I'm going to put this in the ceiling and in the walls, that I will be able to tell you something a little bit more about how that worked. Now, I don't know that you could see it, but my nephew had sent me a picture that before and after he installed this, and he was putting it in the attic, but I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to see if the camera can see. On the bottom, there's it's reflecting. I don't know if you can see that, but I will read it to you. On the bottom, it was 92.3 degrees on an infrared thermometer, and then after he installed it, it was 78.2. That's almost 20 degrees difference. So it should be able to keep the house cooler in summer and warmer in the winter. So anyway, I wanted to tell you about that, and I am getting ready to get packed up and go hunting. I know this is going to be a little bit a different venue from what you normally see here at the Outpost, and I hope that y'all hang with me. I've got my supplies out over here. I'm going to take the camera over there and show you what I've got that I'm going to be taking with me. That's it. I've got some, well, I'll be loading this up in my backpack there. And then of course my gun, it's at home, and I got a few other items that I'm going to be taking from there. But pretty much I'm going to be camping out for 2 or 3 days. We'll be doing some hunting. hopefully we'll be able to get some good footage of, you know, some wildlife and the cookouts and sitting by the campfire and doing different things. And then I'll drive back home and I'll pick up from where I left off, which will be putting that reflective barrier on the bottom side, and then going and purchasing the plywood, bringing it out, starting on the floors where I can begin to do my walls and my exterior siding and get that thing closed in so I can work on it in the wintertime. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that. I know that I probably will, because I was thinking on the way out here, the last time, I know that this might freak you out, but the last time I took a vacation was, I believe, in 2005 or 6. Went on a cruise, and you know, I just love to work. So to me, vacationing was anytime I had time to come out and do something like this. So you know, I enjoy, to me, being here and working is almost like being on vacation. So I'm really enjoying retirement. But to be able to get away from the sawmill and from some of this and just kind of sit in the woods, you know, to me that's probably the best vacation, just to be out there in the middle of nature, listening to the animals, enjoying myself by the campfire, doing some cookouts, being able to you know, talk with Eric and some of the ideas that he's got. Remember, he's going to be starting his homesteading channel, and I'll be going out there to help him. He'll be coming here to help me, and we'll be able to expand, you know, a lot of the homesteading videos and building and the different things, you know, that different people are doing. So I'll be able to take you all along with me to do that. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this stuff packed up, and then I'll meet you out there at West Tennessee, where we're going to be setting up camp. So y'all sit back, stay tuned, hope you enjoy.
Here, I can move it. No, I can get one of these.
Up on it. You know, it's all making the wood fade. That'll work.
Probably that log right there is.
But, what do you think? I think it'll work, man. Hey everyone, well, I made it. As you can see, we're busy setting up camp, splitting some wood up. Like I said, that was red oak. Got us a little place for a fire. We're going to scratch the leaves back probably another 5 feet or so. But that'll give us a place where we can cook some tonight. Y'all remember Eric? His last name is Kraus. He came in the October giveaway, actually, which was on the the video on the 2nd of October, where we did the turkey call giveaway. Same guy. So I'm out here in West Tennessee now, about 6 hours from home, and we're getting ready to do some deer hunting, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's that time of the year.
Anyway, this is going to be our little camp for a few days. I was able to back my truck right in here, but we just got started. So up there, it's an old logging road. I'm actually going to pitch my tent up there because it's flat. The hills here are not as steep as at home, but they are rolling hills, and so that was the flattest spot that we could get to without invading the area that we're going to hunt. So I'm going to pitch the tent up there, but right here is where we're going to spend a lot of time. So yeah, I'm excited. Glad to be able to bring you guys along with me. Like I said, I know this is a little bit different venue, so hopefully maybe we can bring you guys some wildlife video and just some fun around the campfire, telling some stories, talk about Eric's homestead, because this is the area he's going to build the channel that he's starting after the first of the year. And I told you that I'd be coming out here helping him, and he can come help me some. That way we can do more of the same thing, but give you a little different point of view on some of the ideas he's got for his homestead and things like that. But and I think I'm going to help him mill up some lumber while I'm here too, so we'll get some video of that. But yeah, just a good fun time around the campfire, some good food, some fellowship, and some good deer hunting. We went up on a ridge over there, and there was probably, what, 20 scrapes?
20 at least.
That we ran into.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them on some big old trees too, not just the small ones, but some of the big trees. But anyway, so I'm excited. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to finish setting up camp here, and y'all stay tuned. Hope you enjoy this little different perspective from the Outpost, but I expect it's going to be a good time. So y'all sit back, hope you enjoy.
Got a rock too, but that'll hold it.
This is just a little bit tougher hide. If I had anything that was sharp to keep it from poking through the bottom. Makes a good ground cloth, especially if I'm using my tarp, which I could probably have set up because it's not going to rain, just sleep outside. But I reckon I'll just go ahead and use this pad out here. extra sleeping bag with me. This one is rated down to, I think, 32. It's a nice one. It's a Coleman, but what I'm going to do is just slide this on the inside of it, kind of like a divvy. And then I got a blanket. That way I'll kind of help protect this where I don't get it punctured. And create me kind of a mattress to lay on. Then I've got my real sleeping bag that y'all may notice some of this stuff here. This is what we gave out 1 month on our giveaway. This is the Teton. This is rated for -5. But I ain't gonna need that. But I can open it up and it just gives me a little bit more cushion. I'll probably end up laying on top of it for a good while. But see, it's got this hoodie and it's got these things that go around your neck. You can pull that drawstring up and keep yourself really warm. But I mean, yeah, check this out. Oh baby, that is nice. That's nice and comfy. Yeah.
Looking through I got a camera here that takes video day or night and has audio, so we see a deer that interests us. It's exciting to be able to go sit at a stand and know what's actually coming in there.
Tomorrow I'm actually going to be going this way, which will be back into the woods. Pretty much the opposite direction from where he's viewing. But yeah, we thought we would go down there and check that. So
yeah, we're eat up with deer here. We've got there's probably close to 300 acres that we can hunt. It's all big timber, cut over. I've got food plots here and there, and it's a really magical place to be able to come and socialize and camp and hunt and enjoy nature, because that's really what it's all about.
we're waiting on Teresa, which is his wife, to get back before we put those stakes on. You remember her? This is Teresa. This is Eric's wife. We're waiting on potatoes and onions to cook, and I started peeling them just before they got here, but I didn't really know when they were going to get back, so I figured I'd better, it was getting dark, I figured I'd better go ahead and do that. But anyway, we've got potatoes, onions, and some steak. So as soon as the vegetables get done, the steaks won't take long to cook. So anyway,
I can't wait.
I'm pretty hungry too, because what did we have today? All we had was some beef jerky, wasn't it?
Well, I had some chicken.
Barnyard.
Oh, yeah.
Your favorite?
Yeah. I'm not really fond of chicken, so Eric had some chicken today.
Yeah.
So he cheated.
I
But
did.
We did have some beef jerky, and it was good. Oh, we had a cinnamon raisin bagel too, didn't we?
Man, that was really good. I don't think I've ever eaten one.
You know, that'd probably be good toasted over the fire too, wouldn't it?
Oh, anything over fire is good.
Yeah. I might ought to check this again. Oh, they're getting soft.
Yeah, they're boiling.
That fire's, it's... The weather, it was cool last week, but it's turned off in the high 70s, and this is November. That's typical weather for this part of the country. So it may or may not be good weather tomorrow to see a lot of movement, and the fact that we've got wind coming from the east is another factor. But the thermal drafts in the morning will go up, and that'll kind of keep some of the scent away. So we may luck out and see some movement. Okay. Tell you what, them some good coals. I'm gonna have to move that to the side. Them coals are way too hot. The reason that I moved both of these to the side is the fact that that's about 3 to 4 inches of red oak coals, and they're steaming, and I don't have a big enough pit to move them out, so that's the reason I did that. But we'll still cook it. All we got to do is just keep turning it from side to side, flipping it around. There's one. Eric said that this tasted like roadhouse steak.
So it's got that Burger King grill taste, that fire taste.
Oh, it's good, isn't it?
It is good.
It is good. Which any campfire food's good. I think you could cook Fig Newtons on that skillet. and they'd be good. I don't even think I've tasted any of it hardly.
Oh, really? It
Yeah.
just went straight down, huh?
Yeah, it was like being in the army, you know. You don't get long to eat.
I was pretty hungry. Yeah, boy. It was good and marbled too, wasn't it, that we picked up?
That's what I go for. That fat's good.
A good marbled New York strip. So when do you think you're going to put out some of your first videos on your new channel?
Well, let's say by the first of the year, if not beforehand. That's my goal.
So guys, remember that. I will give you the name in the description, and I'll also put it in text form, what his new channel is going to be. So remember, whenever he gives me the word, I'll let you all know, so you can run over there, subscribe to his channel, and be able to view the footage that he's putting out here, because I will come here from time to time and help him, because he needs to come back to East Tennessee too, because we got a lot of turkeys that are strutting around out there.
No, don't get me started.
But yeah, so be listening and waiting for that, and then should be a lot of fun, a lot of good times, a lot of fireside chats, good eating, and homestead working.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay guys, I'm trying to talk a little bit low. Got my bed set up in here. What I'm fixing to do is, it's getting late, so I'm going to turn in. Eric said that we needed to be up about 6 o'clock. So what I'm going to do is take my boots off. I'm going to sleep in my clothes, because we won't be cooking breakfast or anything, because we won't be banging any pans around or anything like that. I have some snacks that I can take with me tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and get in here and just take my shoes off and kick back and go to sleep. When I hear him pull in the morning, I'm going to get up. So the next time you'll see me, we will actually be in the deer stand. Or I'll be in mine and he'll be in his. But anyway, I got me a nice thick bed in here with all of the blankets and the extra sleeping bags and that blow-up foam mattress, and I got a couple of pillows that I brought too. So I'm gonna sleep real good. It's still really nice weather, but it's gonna get a little chillier as the night goes on, especially about 3 o'clock in the morning. It'll change, but all I gotta do is climb in that sleeping bag. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get in here and turn in, and I'll see you all in the morning.